Hey guys, what's going on? Today is Thursday, which means that we are going to have a date morning, so to speak. So excited to see those of you who are going to be watching this stream online. I know that the overwhelming majority of you watch this afterwards, okay, which is good, make sure you guys leave me the comments and questions for this stream, so I could know, first of all, what do you guys think about the topic, and second of all, what topics and other question interest you. All right, because I'm a believer in bringing value to you, and that's the reason I'm doing these streams for you. So make sure you comment, ask questions right now or later. I'll definitely get back to that. All right, guys. So let's talk a little bit about the Trump era and everything that has to do with Trump being the president and the change in policy and immigration field overall. Okay, so yes, we're going to talk about the travel ban today, but I want you to understand a bigger picture for what's coming at us, because you guys see things change every day. Like, to actually keep up what's going on, we need to do those streams every freaking day. Okay, neither you nor me have the time for that, so each Thursday we're going to be summarizing those things if we have some updates. So let's start from the background. And I understand that the news that coming out from the current office, they're kind of scary. Okay, they're kind of scary for us, for you, for the clients, for people who already work on the cases. There's a lot of panic going on. But guys, let's calm down. Let's think about what's going on logically. Let's analyze the facts and not be involved in emotional qualification of what's going on. First things first, there's a huge propaganda machine that Republicans and Trump specifically are against the immigrants. And guys, this is not so. Okay, this is not so. That's not that's how it could be interpreted. But that's not what's going on. Why? Because historically, Democrats, especially past 20, 30, 40 years, Democrats have been pro-immigration in all aspects of this definition of this word, meaning that there is a legal immigration and there is illegal immigration. And Democrats, they've been supporting both parts of the immigration, legal and illegal. What's the difference? Well, the difference is that through legal immigration, you guys come to the US through airport or maybe a seaport with documents, you're being inspected, you're being admitted, you have the stamp on your passport or online. So that's the legal immigration. It could be tourist visa, it could be, or just arriving to the States, right? Through tourist visa, student visa, H-1B, O-1, F-1, M-1, J-1, P-1, or other immigrant visas like EB-1, EB-2, EB-3, EB-5, EB-1C, whatever that is, right? So that's legal. Illegal when you guys cross the border, or when you come on those non-immigrant visas, but you overstay and you stay here illegally. That's illegal immigration, all right? And it doesn't matter what's your intent at the time. If that's what you want, if you want to stay indefinitely, if you want to just stay and work, it doesn't matter. It's considered illegal immigration. So Democrats have been supporting both of those, legal and illegal. And you want to ask me, Stanislav, but why would you support illegal immigration? Because this is crazy. Why would you almost on official level want people with no documents in the US? And there are two reasons. There are two reasons for that. Reason number one, and I believe, and I don't want to get political, guys. I cannot say I like Democrat Party right now because they're so radicalized at this point. I kind of dislike them, to be honest. I cannot call myself Republican, and I don't want to bring the politics in here, but it's just a fact. Democrats are importing the future voters. Okay? They are. So basically, yes, let's say they let in 10 million people throughout the Biden administration. And yes, not all of them will become citizens, but maybe 10-20% will. Somebody will get married, somebody gets political asylum, somebody gets the cancellation of removal and gets the green card, whatever that is. Somebody gets refugees, I don't know. Let's say 10-20% are going to get those passports. So those people in the first wave are going to vote Democrats because that's who let them in and that's who allowed them to be here and then get the documents. So this is a natural kind of reciprocity kind of thing. Yes, then in years they're going to start making money, paying taxes, and they will become Republicans at some point or another. And they will realize, oh my God, that's not what I'm voting for. I'm not voting for Democrats. But that's a long way in the future. So that's the reason one, importing the voters. Number two is the cheap labor. Cheap labor. Okay, and that's more reasonable reason to import the illegal immigrants because that's how you grow your economy. Okay, I disagree with the first one. I may be in agreement with the second one, right? Like any Western country needs cheap labor to lower the cost of services and goods, which is good for the consumer. Okay, Republicans on the other side, they are against illegal immigration, but they are for the legal immigration. Okay? So now you guys see that both parties, so here's the both parties, right? Each one of them have a particular stance on certain issue, legal and illegal immigration, and disagreement is in illegal immigration. On the legal immigration, it's a bipartisan, it's non-bipartisan issue. Meaning that neither Democrats nor Republicans disagree on this point. Everyone supports legal immigration. Okay? And I know the way the propaganda machine works, trying to paint Republicans as monsters who just don't want any immigrants in the US. And this is not so, guys. Both Trump, the president, J.D. Vance, the vice president, they both have immigrant wives. Right? It's crazy. How can you say they're against immigrants? They have immigrant wives, like right in their houses, in their bedroom, actually, right? And Elon Musk, co-president, the way they call him, the way Democrats call him, I kind of agree with that, which I have no problem with. Okay, he's an immigrant himself, right? Vivek Ramsey, he's like with Indian heritage. The director of FBI. Patel, his Indian heritage. Like, there's so many people who are immigrants in the government. It's like, how can you say this guy is against of immigrants? They're like almost half of them are immigrants themselves. Maybe not in the first generation, but in the second and the third, right? So that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous to say that. Even coming from the logic. And and JD Vance, he's like, you guys saw the guy. He's like classic. Like that's the way Americans look for the foreigners, right? When you guys look at the Vance, that's how people across the world imagine Americans, right? Tall, blonde hair with beard, white skin. I don't know if he has blue eyes. I can't. I never paid attention to that. But that's like the classic American. And the guy has brown kids, and I'm saying it absolutely neutral, right? So, like, how can you make even try to make the argument about that? That's like almost ridiculous. So that's number one. That's number one. Democrats and Republicans are for legal immigration. Now, let's discuss the empirical data. Because one thing, Stanislav is talking theory and just trying to make his points, but the other thing is to show the receipts, right? To show the evidence to support this. And actually, guys, the receipts and the evidence and the actual facts show that Republicans are even more pro-legal immigration than the Democrats. And you want to ask Stanislav, how? Like, what's going on here? We need explanation. Where you got those receipts? Well, this is really easy. You guys can check on me. You can go and check this out yourself. All you need to do is to find the statistics by the year. And that's publicly available from, I believe it's on a Department of State website. You can find all those huge documents and the roll many pages. How many, and the best example is EB1A. EB1A. How many EB1As been filed for a particular year? And how many of those got approved? If you guys didn't know, this is available statistics. Now you know, okay? So find the statistics for 3 periods. Before Trump, what was it? Obama, right? It was Obama, Trump, and Biden. Okay? All this is available by the year. All right? 4 years of Obama, 4 years of Trump, and 4 years of Biden. And you guys will be surprised to find out that throughout Obama and Biden administration, who are Democrats and so pro-immigrants the way you think it and the way a lot of people do, the approval rate for EB1As was about 50%. And the approval rate for Trump administration for EB1As was about 65%. So now, guys, you tell me, what kind of conclusions do we get from this data? Who is more pro legal immigrants, Republicans or Democrats? And I think the answer is obvious. It's obvious. I cannot wrap my mind around the idea that for some reason, some magical reason, throughout Trump administration, somehow the cases were stronger. Right? Because that's another explanation. Oh, because those cases through Obama and Biden administration just were weaker. I don't believe in this. It's too much of coincidence. I don't believe in this kind of coincidence, okay? It means that just more people were approved with the same type of cases. Cases don't change, guys. The cases never change. They all about the same. There's an average, and they're all about that average. So we don't know if that's going to continue, but and we know that the past performance is not indicative of the future results. right? You guys all know this phrase. But we also know that history does not repeat, but it rhymes. So I submit to you guys that while Trump is in the office, while Republicans control the administration, and I forecast that after Trump it's going to be Vance who's going to be the president, and then probably Vance again. So we are looking at 12 years of Republicans, unless something crazy happens. Of course, there could be, black swan events, wars, and God knows. Okay, it's like you don't even know if you're gonna wake up tomorrow, right? So I believe that we are in the new era of Republicans controlling the government for at least 8 years, probably 12. Okay? So, and we don't know what's going to happen with immigration. I do believe, if that's the case, that legal immigration is going to be on the rise and illegal immigration is going to be on a downfall. Maybe we will see new programs for businessmen and for investors, and America is going to continue to import the best brains in the world. And how they're gonna do this? I'd rather say how we're gonna do this. I'm American too, by passport and by mentality. We're going to continue get EB1As, EB1Bs, EB2 NIWs, and EB5s approved and bringing you guys here in the US. Same goes with H1Bs, O1s, L1s, E2s. And you will be like, Stanislav, you calling only certain type of visas that constitute only small portion of the whole immigration field. What's the logic behind it? Guys, the logic is very easy. We don't need to twist anything. We don't need to show that because I'm doing those visas, I'm calling them. No, that's not so. That's the kind of lucky coincidence that you guys have the guy here who can help you to get the best visas in the immigration field, the ones that are going to be approved and will be continued to be approved. Why? For one simple reason. And it's in the logic and it's in the policy of the US government. Logic and government talk about the same thing. And that is, we need people with business ideas and money. And we need highly skilled professionals and people with ideas to grow US economy. So, what are we talking about? Business investment visas, L1, E2, EB5 in its majority, and talent visas, O1, EB1A, EB2, and IW. So cumulatively, collectively, those visas constitute the people who bring the money, who bring technology and investment, who bring the expertise and professionalism to the US to help this beautiful country grow. So if you guys got the qualification from me that you have the potential for one of those visas, be it immigrant visa or non-immigrant visa. All I have to say, guys, you need to act on this. And not because something bad is gonna happen, but because you're going to continue to stress out about the propaganda machine, about the new policies, and about the unknown in the future, and lack of action, right? You guys know where stress is coming. Lack of action, or unclear future, or most likely both. You have unclear future and you don't act to make it clear. All right? Now, you want to ask me, Stanislav, how do I know if I have potential in my case? And what potential means? Because this is like a very general term. What potential means in my book? And guys, potential in my book means one simple thing. If I was the one to tell you that you have the potential, that means that within next 6 months, working on your case with a team of professionals from my corporation, we can pack up your existing criteria for those visas, improve the weaker criteria and pack them up, file your case, and get you approval with a chance more than 90% chance of approval. Okay? And you guys heard me. It was 50 throughout Biden's administration. We can get you up to 90 or even more. Now, how do I get that assessment? And that's easy, guys. It's called free evaluation. Free evaluation, which means you get your case evaluated for free. How to get that done? I'm gonna send you the link in the comment section. It's a collective link that connects to all those visas we discussed, the talent visas, national interest waiver, business and investment. You guys spend 10 minutes on one of those forms, fill it out, send it to me, give me 2 days. I will look it up, I'll make the analysis, and I'll get back to you with initial assessment of your case. And if not all of you will see the word potential, not all of you, I guarantee. But if you see that, that's the green light for you. Your second step is the complex immigration planning. That's the procedure where we have a deep dive in your career, in your achievement, in your business ideas, in your recognition, in your future plans and projects. And I build the written strategy of how we're gonna tackle your case. The third step is to bringing that strategy to the Department of Approval in my corporation and Department of Strategy, where with the team you're gonna develop the strategy and improve your case, have it packed, have me write the memorandum at the 6th month, send it and get the approval. So you're coming to the US or changing your status in the US is easy as 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'll drop you this. I'll drop you this link to the free evaluation form. Make sure, guys. Make sure you don't miss it out. Okay, you don't miss out those forms. And I'll give you the one for the talent visa. That's the first one, O1 EB1A. I'll give you the one for business, L1 E2. That's the second one. Okay. And the third one for EB5, for those of you who have $1 million to invest. Okay. I know not many people have that, but yeah. we get the clients in that respect. Okay, now we're like 25 minutes in with you guys, and we covered the general idea, what's going on right now, how we got here, and the projection, how things gonna go. Now, let's talk about future potential travel bans and future restrictions on certain countries that cannot come to the US or will not be able come to the US. So here we have some rumors going across the internet with kind of reputable press talking about the future bans and three type of baskets. I call them all groups: red, orange, yellow. Red, orange, yellow. And each basket with countries in it has certain restrictions, where red, completely restricted. And you guys know all those countries, they're mostly Muslim countries, where the US thinks that there are only terrorists. Okay, so they don't wanna risk nothing with these countries, right? Like Syria, Iran, North Korea, and countries like that. The second basket with the orange code, which has restrictions, but with some exceptions. And out of those countries that they were there initially, then they said it's gonna change, and now it's different. But at the time of the news on the weekend, there were two countries that kind of shocked me, and you guys know which countries I'm talking about, right? These are Russia and Belarus. I mean, of course, we all know the tension that's going on with between those countries and the US. We all understand that, but not to restrict the citizens to get here, especially on the visas we're talking about, right? So yeah, the third country is yellow. The third basket is yellow, and those countries get some restrictions, additional questioning. So it's like a light version of restrictions. I don't know if any of you guys are within those baskets, but unless you are in the red basket, we will get you in. Okay? We will get you in, because we will get you in the exception from the orange basket, and we will get you through the hurdle of the yellow basket, additional questioning, additional checkups, additional assessment of your petitions. Okay? So as long as your country is not in the red basket, you guys still good to go, at least with my corporation. I cannot talk for all attorneys because I don't know what they're capable of. I know what we are capable of. Okay? Of course, you don't want to be in any of those baskets. I agree with you. That's 100%. But even if you're in the orange, we will be able to deal with you. All right. The first question. Trivedi Megal. How about work permit for an India and who resides in Poland, I guess? How can I apply work permit for India? I'm not sure how to connect Poland to this, Miguel. Maybe try to rephrase that thing so I could understand what you live in Poland, or you reside in Poland, or what's going on with you. So let's assume that Trivedi is India-born citizen who resides in Poland. Okay, and for that matter, anywhere in the world, doesn't really matter. Poland, UK, Malta, whatever country that is. Okay, and I'm calling those countries that are most friendly to Indian-born people. So It's Trivedi. It's not about the work permit. It's about which visa you qualify for, how you're gonna get it, and when you come to the US, if you got it, if and when, where and how you're gonna work. Okay? So, by way of example, if I get you approved for O1 visa, which in my book is the simpler visa than any other existing in the world for our purposes. No limits how many visas can be issued. You can bring the family. You can be your own employer, right? You may have an independent employer, but your own company may be your employer. And pretty much 95 professionals in the world can get this visa approved if you guys working with me. Everybody knows if you want to get the talent visa, you go to Shamayev. Okay? Everybody knows it. So if you get a work visa, and let's start with non-immigrant, because you are an India-born person, which means that there are some restrictions on how fast you're gonna get the green card because of the queue, the line of other people waiting. So we first need to discuss the non-immigrant options, and the three most available options for you, Trivedi and other India-born people, are O1. That's like number one, top of the list, and the other options, they like, if we could miss the spots, they could be like O1 on the first spot, and H1B and L1 on 9th and 10th. Okay, so it's almost like H1B could feel its first, because the actual first is so far ahead that you cannot see it, right? So O1 is option number one, H1B option number two, and L1 is option number three, all right? All of them will give you the work permit, okay? All of them. Now, when you get your approval for EB visa, employment-based, be it EB1A, EB1C, EB2, EB2NIW, EB3, EB4, EB5, probably forget about EB2, because the wait for Indians is just through the roof, and it doesn't move, okay? So same with EB3. So the actual options of switching from whatever non-immigrant option you have are EB1 visas, which is EB1, EB1A, EB1B, EB1C, and EB5 if you have $1 million to invest. So these are the only two options available. I mean, kind of four options, but two categories, EB1 and EB5, okay? And I'm not talking about family immigration. Of course, if you, Trivedi, is not married, or if you divorce and you're in the US and you marry an American, of course, you'll get your green card, okay? But you know, I like the options, guys, where we don't have to rely on no one. Okay, these are my best options for you, because I know that those visas that we're talking about, most of them, especially EB1A and EB2NIW, those are the visas that are totally under our control. Totally. The outcome for those visas do not depend on who is in the office, what kind of immigration policies we have right now, whether you can or cannot do certain things. We have all the resources to get you to the level of 90% or more of approval of your petition if I told you on the free evaluation that you have the potential. So guys, going back to assessment of your case, I gave you the links in the chat. O1 EB1, EB2 NIW, and EB5. You can fill out one or all of them, okay, to know if you have that potential. That's easy. That's easy, guys. Okay, so let's see. Guys, give me one more question. Give me one more question. Okay? I know you have questions. Maybe you're shy to ask and you think that's a silly question. Guys, there is no silly questions when we talk about immigration. Spit it out. Give me one more question. I want to see at least one more question from you, and we're going to wrap it up, unless you guys start engaging me more. Okay? Because this is a unique... Guys, people pay money to talk to me. You have that free. So I'll give you 20-30 seconds to come up with something that bothers you at this point. Okay. I take it as a compliment, guys. Oh, there you go. Vadim, thank you. What is the fastest and affordable way to go from E2 to a green card? Excellent question, Vadim. Thank you. Excellent question. So, I wouldn't call the fastest and affordable, because especially affordable, this is very subjective. Something that's affordable for you, Vadim, is not affordable for Trivedi, right? And so on. So this is very subjective thing. Like the amount of money you're gonna spend on switching from E2 to the green card. So that one is kind of, we can discuss, but again, I will be more focused on even, let's combine, Vadim, let's combine. What is the most efficient way to go from E2 to the green card? I think this is a better question. And it's stemming from your question, Vadim. So, it depends largely on how you develop yourself and your business in the US. If you started on a good foot and growing your business, starting creating the jobs, reinvesting in the company, growing it, maybe opening other locations for your business, growing the client base, the income, and all this good stuff, then I want to see either EB5, which would be $1,050,000 investment in the company and creating 10 jobs. That's when you grow your business, right? It kind of could happen just naturally, right? And that's what I wish all the clients did on their E2 visas, right? To grow the business, start making a lot of money, reinvesting in the company, growing it more, reinvesting, growing it more, get it to EB5 level, file that case, get it approved, and then do whatever you want with the business. Okay? So that's number one. If you continued to just make enough money to be on E2 and you don't want to grow as much, you just want a more peaceful, calm life with stress-free, not worrying about tomorrow, just, be in the loop with the good business. Then the most efficient way for that scenario is to have someone from your circle who has business to sponsor you for EB2 or EB3 labor certification visa. It cannot be your own company. It must be somebody else who is not your relative, and you don't own more than 5% in that company. I would even say just don't own anything in that company. Okay? As long as they are profitable for, let's say, 70,000 plus net income by taxes, not by numbers, but by taxes, okay? Because you guys know there's a big difference between these two. Then this company is a good candidate to get you sponsored for EB2 or EB3 labor certification green card. Okay? Then it would be the most efficient way. And of course, you'll be like, Stanislav, where do I get those companies? I don't know. Go in the wild, explore, network, find the people. Okay? That's the best advice. Number three, EB1A, the talent visa. And in this case, Vadim, if you know, let's say you tell me, Stanislav, I don't see my company grow to the level of EB5 within the next 5-7 years. I just cannot find those people who gonna help me with the EB2, EB3, sponsor me for the position in the company. So what are my options? Well, your last option is EB1A, the talent visa. You already businessman, Vadim. You already have your business running on E2, which means for me, you've made money and good money in the past, which you invested in the new company or purchasing an existing company here. And now you explore your options. So you already have the talent. Now we need to document that. Okay? I need to see where you worked, how much money you were making, if you paid taxes, if you participated in events and the conferences, if you have the portfolio for the foundation for EB1A, which we can improve, build on, and get you approved. And guys, all these three ways switching from E2 to those visas, they are real examples in my career. I've done the adjustment of status for all these visas from E2. Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot one more visa. EB2 and IW. EB2 and IW National Interest Waiver. We consider that visa only if your E2 business, Vadim, contributes something to the US. Maybe it's a software, maybe it's some kind of professional consulting, engineering, IT, cybersecurity, blockchain. Maybe you're bringing the technology, some kind of technology to the US or some kind of innovation through your business. Then we can consider switching from E2 to EB2 and IW. That's the fourth option. Okay? So let's repeat. EB5, if we grew the business and were able to reinvest $1 million and created 10 jobs, that's the hard one. EB2, EB3, if we just went low profile, but we have companies who can help us to get the labor certification. EB1A, if I see there is a foundation for the talent and improving the talent. And EB2 and IW, if the nature of E2 business is of some interest to the US government. Vadim, make sure you fill out the free evaluation form for all three. Why not? Let's do all three. And Psycho says, I want sponsor visa. Yes, everybody wants the sponsor visa, guys. I cannot help you with finding the sponsor, only you can do this. But I can help you with those visas where you do not need to have anyone to rely on. O1, E2, L1, EB1, A, EB2 and IW. And maybe to some extent EB5, but again, who has that $1 million. All right, guys, free evaluation from you. Then come to the complex immigration planning. Then start your case with complete case filing with my team. Okay, your immigration to the US is easy as 1, 2, 3. Okay, my name is Stanislav Shamaev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.